Hey guys, it is Charles from the channel Books on Stereo, and I'm here to give you my Tome Topple wrap up. So the Tome Topple Readathon was kind of a little bit of a hot mess for me. I read a lot of books that I thought that I was going to love, but then I actually ended up kind of hating or really made me frustrated while reading them. And like you guys, it was like really putting me into a huge reading slump. And before I get into the books, I just want to take a moment and say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I am beyond grateful that you guys decided to subscribe to my channel and to watch my videos. And I know I haven't been the best at responding to your comments, but I will get there. I will respond to all those comments. I'm so sorry it's taking me so long, but thank you guys so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let's get into the books. Up first, I have Dark Seduction by Brenda Joyce, and this is book 1 in the Masters of Time series, and this is a paranormal Highlander time travel romance, and I give this one a 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed our characters and their romance, but for me, I felt like the plot was a little bit underdeveloped. A lot of the big climaxes were really shortened, and any of the problems that the characters faced were dealt with really quickly and were solved rather quickly. So it really felt like there was no true stakes in this plot, and so that's why I kind of took off 2 stars and gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. But I did enjoy it for what it was. I definitely felt like the plot could have used a little bit more work. Up next, I have The Night Watchman by Louise Erdrich, and this is a literary fiction novel, and it's also own voices as well. I wish I could tell you more about the plot of this book, but I really didn't enjoy it. I gave this book a 2 out of 5 stars. I don't necessarily believe that this book is bad, I just really didn't enjoy our author's writing style. I thought it was objectively very beautiful, very lyrical, but for me, I just really couldn't connect to the characters or the plot. And probably by like page 20 in the book, I had already lost me. So just continuing reading more and more of this book, I felt myself getting less and less interested in what is going on to the book, to the point where I was just basically reading it just to finish it. So I don't have too much thoughts about this book, but maybe this might be a book I may come back to in the future, but I highly doubt it. I just really didn't enjoy my reading experience with this book, and I think it shows in how I'm talking about this book, and I can't even describe to you guys the true plot of this book. So yeah, this one was not for me. Up next, I read From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this is book 1, and I do not know what the series name is called, but this is epic high fantasy romance. And Lacey from LaceyBookLovers and Jess from Peacelovebooks have been raving about this book, as well as Nayema from Nayema Reads. I'll link them all down below in the description box down below. They all have been raving about this book, and I decided to just take the plunge. I waited for the audio to come out because I will not read. This book is like almost 600 pages. Like, I am not going to be reading a 600-page book physically. I'm going to wait for the audio to come out. So I waited for the audio to come out, and I really ended up enjoying this one. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It had a little bit of a slow start, but it was still very interesting. But probably, I would say like the last 200 pages just like went absolutely crazy. I mean, it was like non-stop action, plot twists, character deaths, like big battles. There was so much in this book, and I'm just so excited to continue on with this series, and I absolutely adored this one. And I believe the second book is available on audio, so I'm probably going to go run and pick that up as soon as possible. And finally, I have Mia and Quorum. This is a complete trilogy by Anna Zayres, and this is a paranormal sci-fi alien captor romance. And like, not to get into any specific plot details or any character details, but the characters in this book frustrated me to no ends. Like, it was literally watching the characters take 2 steps forward and then negative 20 steps back. And it just constantly happened all the time throughout this book. And this book is about 700 pages. And it was just so frustrating because the characters really don't grow at all. It isn't until like the last like 100 pages that you actually see our main characters trying to change and trying to do things a little bit differently. But by that point, you're so frustrated with them that you just literally want to throw this book against the wall. But I will have to say is that this book is super steamy. So like for me personally, even though I was super frustrated with the characters, I really enjoyed the steamy scenes, and that kept me reading. But also, I was very frustrated at the same time. So it was a very weird and very conflicting reading experience, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Yes, I know it's a little bit high from how I'm kind of ranting about this book, but there were so many things that I did enjoy about this book that really, some of the more, I wouldn't even say they're minor, they're pretty major issues I had with the book, wasn't enough to fully detract from my overall experience from the book. But it was like such a weird dichotomy. I was equally frustrated, but I was equally in love with the book. And so I don't know how that translates to a rating, so like somehow my gut is telling me that this is a 4-star read. And so yeah, that's the rating. I'm going to stick with this book. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comment section down below if you participated in the Tome Topple Readathon. And if you did, let me know how many books you read. Peace.